Company saves cost by taking away company cars. About 6 years ago I worked for power supply company in the UK. I worked in a small project team that coordinated all the company's major infrastructure projects. And the role required travel to meetings all over the country. We'd average around 800 miles a week in company miles over the year, depending on time of year and location of projects, etc. Someone in the finance department had reviewed our expense claims and calculated that over one quarter we'd not covered the required number of company miles to meet the company's policy on company cars. For that one quarter, without looking at any other data, we lost our company car entitlement, and the company told us we had to return the fleet company at the end of their leases. Malicious compliance activated. As we were project engineers, we had a very particular set of skills for knowing how to follow rules to the letter and how to do so in a manner that benefited the company or project or individuals. Usually if it benefited the company, it benefited all involved. This was not one of those occasions. We pay benefit-in-kind tax on our company cars in the UK. The rules around this changes as and when the government feel like it. My team had all carefully chosen out cars to be zero cost to ourselves by choosing cars that were below the allowance of £300 month, so the remaining allowance covered the tax obligation. We'd all be screwed by the benefit-in-kind tax changes that year and were now paying tax. So for starters, we reviewed the company car policy and found the company had no way of stopping us handing our cars back with immediate effect, whilst the company was still responsible for the leases. So we all made arrangements for personal cars and handed our keys over at the next team meeting. We'd also reviewed the company travel policy. We started using hire cars and trains for traveling. Trains and hire cars in the UK are not cheap, as none of us were willing to use our personal cars and claim the 50p per mile. Usually we'd work a long day and book a bit of overtime or lieu to drive to and from meetings without staying over, as we would prefer to be at home even if it meant getting home late. That stopped with immediate effect. We'd only work the mandated 7.5-hour day, then stop, book into a hotel and take full advantage of the £25 food and drink allowance for dinner. Then work from home the following day, as we'd been away from home the previous day. As per the policy, after about 8 weeks we were called into a meeting with our line manager and department manager about our expenses. Our expenses for the first month after the cars had been returned were more than they were for the previous 12 months combined. Our line manager agreed that our expenses were in line with the policy, otherwise he wouldn't have signed them off. The department manager told us we were getting company cars back and he expected the expenses to return to previous levels. We declined the offer of company cars and let management know we'd be adhering to the travel policy to the letter. TLDR: large company spends magnitudes more money by implementing cost savings. Great story of compliance. I'd have taken the car back and then stayed in hotels and used the other allowances anyway. Fuck them. But did someone in finance get fired? I'm sure management never thinks these things through. We used our personal cars and took the 52 pence per mile. After a couple of years something must have occurred. We were all asked to submit our car insurance certificates to show that it covered business use. Mine didn't, and I was informed that I needed to upgrade my car insurance to cover this. My insurance company quoted £15 for the additional cover. I asked how I would be reimbursed for this and was told that there was no mechanism to do this, and if I didn't upgrade, I could no longer use my car to travel to other sites, a weekly occurrence, and claim the mileage allowance. No problem. Travel policy also allowed taxi to and from the station and train travel. Much more relaxing, but much more expensive and slower. We traveled in company time. I applaud you. Way to work their system. I have a similar story, and like you, our director agreed with me and slapped the immediate MGR on the wrist. Another classic tale of stepping over dollars to pick up nickels.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.